Hi, this is Kimberly Benjamin, your Master HR Compliance Coach, and I'm coming here today to talk about what do you do when you have two job offers. And I know some of you may be thinking, wow, that actually happens. And the answer is yes. There are clients of mine who actually have that opportunity right now. And plus, where we're at with our year and with the unemployment rate being very low right now, it is important to recognize that people are actually finding jobs. You are actually finding jobs. You can find one. So if you're that person who you're going on interviews and now you're being presented with some opportunities and you're trying to figure out how do I make that decision, I want to make sure that I'm able to give you some tips today, some 10-minute tips to help you with that. Again, my name is Kimberly Benjamin. I'm your Master HR Compliance Coach. I'm also a licensed and certified HR professional. Been in HR 28 years or so. And I absolutely love HR, have an HR consulting company. And what I love to do this month is to give you 10-minute tips from Kimberly Benjamin. So our focus today is what do you do when you're trying to make a decision between two job offers? What should you do? And so the first thing I always like to mention is look at those opportunities. And first of all, before I even go there, that is possible for you to get multiple job offers. I know that sometimes people go, really, I'm really trying to get one job? And who are those people that are getting multiple job offers? It does happen. It seems like it always happens when you're not even thinking about it. You've been looking for a job for a while. Who knows, you may already have a job and you just started interviewing with different companies. But I tell you one thing, once that employer realizes that you're an excellent catch, they're going to do whatever they need to do to try to get you and keep you. So it is possible to have two jobs, two job offers, and you're trying to decide on which way you need to go with it. So for those of you that are joining, hello and welcome to you all. Thanks for joining today. So the very first thing I want you to recognize is important that you do compare. You may want to get out a pen and paper, and on a sheet of paper, draw one section on the left-hand side and another section on the right-hand side and really compare the opportunities. And actually, I would say be thankful that you do have the two opportunities. And for some of you that are watching that, that's going to be a confession right now. We're claiming that over you right now, that you will have multiple job opportunities, right? Yes, it can happen. It is possible. So when that happens, and I'm saying when that happens, it's important that you make the right decision. And the first thing I would say for you to do is to, like I mentioned, get a piece of paper out. Write down both jobs on one side of one paper, one job, and another job on the other paper, on the other side of your paper. And write out and list what are those benefits? What are the reasons why you want to have that job? Write them down. It's critical that you're able to see and can compare both positions so you're able to make the right decision. And it may be a great idea as well, now that I think about it, for you to write down what are your must-haves. What are your must-haves? What are the things that you must have in your new position? What are those things that you believe in God for? Those things that are going to take you to the next level? List that on that sheet of paper as well, and then determine which companies, which opportunities also provide you with those must-have things that you need for your new job, okay? But get out your sheet of paper, compare the positions, and identify what are those must-haves, those things that you really need to have in order to move forward, leave that employer, or take that job offer and move to the next step. The next tip that I would give you when it comes to you have two job offers and you're trying to figure out what I need to do to make the right decision. Yeah, so this talk about number two. Number two is I want you to make sure that you look at what are some of the pay requirements or the pay that they're giving you. And I'll be the first to tell you, people don't take jobs only for pay. So I'm not going to say that pay is extremely important to you, but who knows, maybe that is something that's one of your must-haves. You've done your research and you've identified what's that pay range you need to be around or within. Then be mindful of that because, we do have to pay bills. We do have responsibilities. There are things that you may have some goals this year of saving money, getting out of debt, etc. So you're really looking for that next opportunity that can help you with landing that right job and making the right decision. But let's talk about pay. Identify what is that pay range that you really do need to stay within. And one place to start would be to pull out all of your bills, pull out all of your commitments, and to identify how much does that cost a month for you. What are the things that you need to pay off so that, when you do take another job or take that job, you're able to make sure you're able to live within your means, okay? So again, look at the pay, come up with your range as to what you're looking for, what you need, and then be confident about that when that time comes for you to talk about money. And I'll do another live on just that topic alone, when to talk about money with an employer. But when it comes that time to talk about money, you have to be confident based off of your research and based off of what you need, because we can really sniff out if you're not confident and you're trying just to make more money, or you don't really have the data behind it, etc. So we'll get into that in another live, but do write down and identify pay. What is that pay range that you must stay within regarding that job, your next opportunity? Here's another tip for you as well. Think about the type of culture you want to work with. Like if you're going to work for a company, the environment, what does that environment need to look like and feel like for you? Yes, because I submit to you that some of you may be in an environment now that you're not pleased with. It may be a little stressful, right? Or the people that you work with, you have some concerns. You may not have a great relationship with your supervisor. So it's extremely important that you think about, okay, what type of environment do I want to be in next? If I were to quit my job, or if I was to take another opportunity, what would be that perfect environment for you? So is this an environment where you're able to be creative and to contribute? Is it an environment where this flexibility is really important to everyone? Is it an environment where you're able to move up in the organization? Is it an environment of peace? Or is it an environment of you being able to work in teams? Or do you really prefer working alone? But be mindful of the type of environment that you want to work in your next position, okay? So we talked about pay. We talked about making your list. We talked about thinking about that environment that you want to be in, because it's critical that you do make the right decision for yourself. Because this really does happen. It really does happen where you have two opportunities. It seems like once you get the one job offer, how many of you would agree with me? Once you get the one job offer, then other job offers pop up, right? It happens all the time. And then you're trying to go, oh my goodness, do I make the decision, stay with the company, or go to the next company? It happens all the time. So it's important that you get this right. I will say this too, just as a side nugget here, a side note. Studies show that when a person leaves a company and then their employer finds out that they're leaving, and they want to keep them, and then your employer ups the salary or says, well, you know, why are you leaving? We want you to stay. What do you need? What are you getting from that other company that you're interviewing with? What do we need to do to keep you? And then you're thinking, having those second thoughts. You go, wow, that company really cares about me. My current employer cares about me. I think I'm going to stay. How many of you heard that before? People stay, and then what happens? Well, I won't say that it's always negative, but a lot of times it doesn't work to your favor when you do that. Once that employer knows you're leaving, and once you've been ready to move and go to another organization, you have to be mindful and really prayerful about if you should stay with the company once they find out that you're looking and they want to up the salary, if you will, to try to get you to stay. So those are just some of the tips that I wanted to share with you regarding, you know, how do you make the right decision when it comes to having two job opportunities and you need to make a decision on one. And for those of you that are saying, Kimberly, I still think that this doesn't happen, it really does happen. And I submit to you this, in this environment that we're in right now, where people are finding jobs, the economy is turning around, people are moving around, people are looking, people are interviewing, people are finding jobs, people are landing multiple offers. And I want that to be you as well. So again, this is Kimberly Benjamin, your Master HR Compliance Coach. Again, I'm going to be out here every day this month giving you tips that can assist you with your human resources needs, and I look forward to being able to get your questions too. So if you have a question you want me to answer, please comment below or send me a private message. That way I'm able to go ahead and feature your question in our next session. But you all have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.